Welcome to this Pxy-CLASS. This is a lecture, sort of a tutorial-like presentation, but it's not a tutorial. It will be like performing. I will be building the rig, explaining the rig, what this is. It's basically what is this is a rig for limbs, arms and legs, in which there is no usage of F key, I key switch. There's no need for this feature that we see on regular conventional solutions for 3D animation characters. I think not only in Blender, other CG software I suppose. And I'm not an expert in 3D animation to know everything about I key, F key switch. I know it's very important, but it's not fundamental, and this is why I'm gonna present here how it is possible to have a simultaneous rig in which we can do I key and I key. You see, this is the regular I key thing, inverse kinematics, and the F key, forward kinematics, simultaneously. You see, I'm not switching anything. I'm not using switch, and the character is actually it can have this simultaneous development with some caveats, and I'll be showing all that and how this is turned possible. This is not actually very simple. Yeah, so here there is some things, but okay, so first thing what I'm going to present, I guess this presentation the whole video should take one session. Perhaps it will take about 2 hours, I expect. If it takes too long, I'll end and I make a second session. So welcome again, Blenderfolks. So I will be making this rig available on a Gumroad site, a link, but I don't have it right now at the present moment. So by the time after you'll be watching this later, perhaps, like it will already be there. It's just not right there yet. I need to conclude the rig and make it ready, and then so it will take about one day perhaps, or a few hours after I complete the whole thing, right? So let's present the features of this rig. So basically it's a structure, a rig structure that allows for that thing, F key, simultaneous F key and I key, without requirement of F key switch. So this works for both arms and legs. For legs it's quite more complicated, usually because the legs usually they possess this leverage system. Yeah, forget about the deform rig. Here is there's some stuff that doesn't matter. It works, it's just that the deform rig here is a long time I don't mess with it. So so the problem, one of the biggest challenges for the leg, and that doesn't necessarily happen to the arms, is that we have to create the leverage system. You see the ankle leverage system here to operate not in relation to the I key target, which will be in this case this master bone here. And the hand, because it doesn't have like finger leverage system, although I have some sort of, yeah, I have this kind of thing, but this is not the same thing. This is just inverse kinematic for fingers, auto I key actually, doesn't matter. This is another problematic, but the hand doesn't have this same leverage ankle system right here, right? So it doesn't require, so let's say the arms rig is much simpler. So what I can do with this, so let's start with the arms because it's simpler, and I'm going to even load here. So so what I have here, I have the regular that everyone knows, I key, inverse kinematics posing. I have a pole target here, okay, which is automated because this is another thing that I will include in the final solution. This is a solution that I'm gonna put all the reference that I've used to reach these experimental results, which already works, and it doesn't possess any toggle system console. I've made Control F1. What is this? It seems like we have some... Oh no, this is some drivers thing, I guess. Yeah, no, this is just... what are all those things? Okay, so this is... but I guarantee that this rig doesn't have any how to say, any issues regarding the window console, which is the that means whatever was there was not related directly to this rig. I've made it clean, and you'll see. I'll prove this when I'm gonna make the from scratch. I'll not use it the body. I'll make just the bones, right? So I can immediately. So okay. So here's the base stuff, the I key that we know. It's just a double chain. There's the forearm and the upper arm. Then we have sort of a command bone or control bone, whatever, main bone, which allows just for the, you see the elbow is spinning. So this is elbow pinning feature, which is why we need F key. But you see, I can still pose. I can make this offset of its original. I can just reset here if I need in the middle of animation. So it just returns to the regular position. So this is irregular. So these are supposed to be tweaks, right? Small tweaks whenever we need. So in principle, I would just be using the I key, but eventually I would like to have elbow pinning or knee pinning, like joint pinning, right? So this is why I pick this bone, and I can have this. And there you see that for the leg, at least, there is some stretching of the shin, and this is a caveat, but I have a solution for this. You see there's this bone here, which is a mapper bone, which is just used to, for example, if I want to have this, the ankle here, I just have to make the cursor here. I change here to the 3D cursor, then I just have to reposition this to the what is to active. Just forget the this, then okay, here. And so you see that replace the exact length that it would require to have a sort of a regular rotation, like if I was doing this. Yeah, I can also do that. So in this system I use a lot this 3D cursor, so I can do, and the deform rig here, ignore the deform rig. You see that I can do this to have a perfect angle and no change in length. And if I pose randomly, you see I can still reposition the, maintain the length, and it doesn't deform the, it resumes the length. So but right now it is offset, but the interesting thing is that I can let's put like this, I can still pose in I key stuff. Sometimes it's a bit bizarre, but yeah, it can be useful. And so, and if at any moment in animation I can just reposition this and reset, and so now it's reset to the, this one to the, so the green ones are the teal ones are the main bones, the common bones. They are lower hierarchy, and these how do you say this color is wine color. It is the main IK stuff, regular conventional IK stuff, right? So we can also have, because I have this joint here for the shoulder, I can also pick those two bones. Okay, I didn't show how this one worked. This is not we're not gonna use this a lot. It's more like this and the pole target. This can work like a pole target, but so far I don't find it very useful, but it's required for this structure to work. So if I yeah, so this allows this kind of thing, but you see that this produces some pushing. It depends on the bone constraint, that's why we are using here, but that doesn't matter right now. So what I'm going to show is that if I have this cursor here, I can make any pose here. For example, let's do something. Now, by the way, this is a shortcut I'm using here. I have this as girl-less girl-less shortcut. It's basically in my keyboard is before the Z key is a backslash, I think, backslash, yeah. And so when I press backslash, it's open this menu. So I just made a change here to make it easily accessible, right? Change shortcut, yeah, assign shortcut. So I've just, and Shift Z for me is not Shift Z, but Shift girl-less is the same thing. It's the key right on left side of the Z key on the regular keyboard. So this is allows me to make this quick switch here. So okay, this is relevant because it will make it fast. So now I want this here. So I pick this bone and this bone. Let's make the pose first, sorry. So let's pick something like that, right? And then I'm going to pick this, the hand, command hand, and the command elbow. I will change to 3D cursor, pivoting point, and I am gonna rotate. You see? So this is a whole F key. And this also works for the legs. And then I can, if I want, I can change here. Yeah, I don't need this. I can pose it like that. You see there's some stretching here of the minus stretch. I think it's regular to animation. Actually, let me just show you how this just what this is about. Yeah, there's more about this, but there's some limit distance, one inside, one outside. So this means that this thing they don't go too far. If they don't have this, I can stretch this indefinitely. So this is dangerous. This is why I've made some arbitrary variations here, and I'll show for the legs too. Hold on, we got some chat here. Oh yes, welcome Alotsky. How are you doing? Happy New Year. Yes, you too. Happy festivities. Clack, I don't know what is the expression. Do you record your performance then watch them yourself? I've already watched some of them myself in trying to improve, but it's very hard. This is another format I'm doing, as you might have read. This is a lecture sort of thing. It's not a tutorial, so there's this, it's like a lecture, a class, right? Really, there are people that may arrive, and interactions and improvisations, just not this kind of perfect ideal thing that tutorials, the format tutorials, right? So this is tutorials are very good, they're very necessary thing, I believe, but I've been doing tutorials for about 1 year. Recently I've not been doing any tutorial. It's very, very difficult for me, at least, to make tutorials. So I think it's, I know even professors that also talk about how hard it is to adapt from a scholar conventional thing, right? Because in a lecture you have interaction with people, there's this performative thing, real time, and tutorial, it can be similar, but usually there is this ideal of making the tutorial clean and everything. You can record and re-record and I get crazy with that. It doesn't work with me very well. So I've made many tutorials already, very long tutorials, and it's just mind-bugging. I think it's good to have tutorials for Blender, for anything, but I'm doing this thing different. So okay, so this for the arms. Oh yes, so we've made, so you see, this is why we don't need an I key F key switch. So far as I understand, this thing works, and we can do everything, if not everything, the most essential things, fundamental things that I key F key switch can do, and we don't need, right? And now for the legs, so the same thing, I'm gonna do the same thing here. So I have the leg here, forgot the deform rig again, so this doesn't have any relevance to the deform rig. That means those are completely independent things. So don't bother about the deform rigs if it's not perfect right here in this example. I know it's hard sometimes, but yeah, unfortunately this is an ongoing project. Okay, so here's the regular I key stuff, the pole target with some automation that I'll show how I build that later, and yes, as we go in progress, and then the F key. Okay, so the F key here, and you see there's the stretching. I can go infinitely here, and here you see I didn't make a limit here for some technical issue, I think, a caveat, but it's okay, it's not like a fundamental. So at any point, if I want to have this length of the sheen back to normal, you just have to selection to cursor, there you go. That's how it works. And then you see that I can push here the joint here up. Why this happens? Well, this is very peculiar to the leg rig because of the leverage system. Because if we don't have this is not the only way, sorry, but this is one of the ways that I found to mimic the leverage system there of the foot, of the ankle, for this part, for the F key part. Because it is F key, we shouldn't be able to do leverage with F key, right? It's the opposite, right? But because of the bone constraint that I've used here, in this case it will be like this, there's this limit distance, right? I'll show you details later, but without them we cannot, yeah, I'll take some time to rebuild that. Anyways, sorry. So I cannot explain right now, but as I'll gonna, because it's quite complicated actually to explain every detail, but by building from scratch, which we'll be doing very soon, in a few moments, then we'll be able to reproduce everything here for both arms and leg, and you'll see it's not that complicated. But to reach this solution from scratch, this is highly yeah, I've gone to crazy experiments until to reach that, to something that works. Anubis the Master Gaming, welcome. Wait, you have F key and I key at the same time? Exactly, that's what the purpose of the rig is. So here you see the I key, the regular I key with a chain chain length of 2, the sheen and then we have the I key here, and they don't interfere with each other. That means Yeah, and then I can reposition this to the original length, even if it's offset. So in the middle of animation, I can, if I pause this, I can just, I just cannot push it, but if it's further enough, it's safe, because I can just, well, if I push, I can just resume its, no, it doesn't work. It needs to be, if I'm doing this, it needs to be further, then I use this ankle mapper, and then I just resume to the original. So I can do, and this you see is offset, but I can just, so this is a caveat of this system, but it works. I can just reset this command bone, this main bone, to the original position if I don't want the offset anymore. And this can be done on any keyframe of an animation. So if I made some tweaks here, small tweaks here, okay, I can just okay, let's get this back to the a non-offset position, right? Because this I've already did what I want, so let's just reset here. Okay. So yes, so and another thing that same that I did for the arm. Why not use Rigify? Well, Rigify uses IKF key switch master Lotsky, so as far as I know, they don't use this system, and I just don't I'm not a professional in 3D animation to use the conventional way, so I've made my own way, and I think I finally ended up finding this solution. I find that IKF key switch is so artificial, is not the good word, but it's so bizarre. I come from 2D animation, folks, so for me this IKey switch is just it's alien to me. Like, okay, if you're doing 3D animation, that's good to learn, even learn how to do, how it works. Okay, it's not, but it was my personal choice to find an alternative to it, and this is an alternative, and this is why I'm building it. And perhaps maybe some folks out there, riggers in Blender or others, will find this so interesting that maybe they can explore more of this. And actually, I don't know why anyone has reached that before, because it's not that complicated, and it can be improved, I believe. I'm so confused on how it was done. Yeah, I'm gonna show you. It was pretty confused, but I start with the arms because the arms are easier, because there's not the leverage problematic, the ankle leverage problematic. Let's go here. You see I mean this thing here, the ankle here. Ignore the deform rig. Yes, it has some caveats, but something that I haven't solved about the ankle totally, but it's not the end of the world. Like it still works more or less fine. Alright, so, and anyways, in the worst case scenario, this is still interesting. Okay, so last feature that I've showed for the arm, I'll show here for this for the leg. So if I have the leg like something like here, I can still, I pick this, and here I don't have the showing a bone here like I have for the shoulder. I should have made that, so let's just put the cursor somewhere around here. Yes, I could show the deform rig and be exact, but no, let's just do it will work anyway. So let's put the 3D cursor here. So I pick these main bones here, and I rotate around here, and see, I can have the leg. This is full F key stuff, right? And I can still move the I key and I can still move individual F key. And then if I want to not lose the original length, I just use this maple ankle here. Alright, so that's how it works, and that's the feature. So it's not exactly how it works totally in details. Okay, so now I think we are ready to go for the building of this contraption. I couldn't do a knife key I-key rig because legs would go to the ground until the hip hit but for arms it works because you can just parent the F key to an extra shoulder bone. Oh yeah, you mean this feature here? Anubis, the master. This is, if that's the case, well, this is a pretty fundamental feature of the oh, there's some problem with the rig there, the deform rig. Yeah, anyways, ignore that. Please ignore that. So this is a problem that I had also to solve for adapt to this thing. How this works is that if that is the problem you're mentioning, the legs would go to the ground, is that these foot bones, the master foots for the I-key rig, they cannot be parented to this. Otherwise it will be like they would the torso bone or the hips bone. If they are parented, they will be just pushed down, right? So they must be parented instead to the, you see the parenting lines there, to the root bone, for example. So there are probably different alternatives. Yeah, because I did the I-key, I guess, with the Royal Skies method. Yours is fancier and works with legs too. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly which tutorial is that, but yeah, the Skies tutorial are a bit older, right? Many riggers in Blender learned from that guy. His tutorials are incredible, but they are a bit outdated, and so unfortunately he went for doing other stuff than rigging tutorials, and but yeah, it's legacy, right? It's very good stuff, but there are new solutions right now, so I've learned a lot from his insights and his tutorials, but now there are maybe not better, but other interesting alternatives to many of the things. Okay, so now that I've showed what this can do, let's go for the building from scratch. And we'll start with the arms rig. But right before that, let me show you a thing that I'll make an adaptation here. On this rig, on the, that's the one, okay, so on the, you see that the rest position for the deform rig that I've had here is different than the rest pose. This is object mode, okay, this is pose mode, and this is edit mode. And see, this has nothing to do with what I'm presenting here about the I-key F-key switch, nothing to do, except that because I have this condition here, some things must be done differently, and we need warper bones, a warper system. So this will be an alternative. That's why I've made another version here, where I've made matching poses. So you see here, as I switch from edit mode to pose mode, now the deform rig is matching with the control rig, right? So this is what I'm gonna be building, and from scratch. So start with the arms, and because I don't know by heart totally, we'll have to be going some back and forth, but I mean between Blender files. So let's start the thing from scratch here, because if I start breaking down everything there, it will be too much pollution, right? So let's start here. Oh, but there's a problem here. maybe I lose some features important. That will be fine. Okay, so I start already with bone here. Let's make this some sort of yeah, some parenting bone. So let's make this thing. This will be shoulder left. Then yeah, it will be like that. Let's do some, yeah, at least I have these things already showing. Yeah, so this will take some time, so sorry about that, but this is how I'm gonna rotate this. I need to align it the other way. I'm a bit rusty, I guess. Okay, yeah, let's use this thing. So Shift D, rotate here on -90 on x-axis, alright, and then let's extrude here. Extrude, oh, it's already, yeah, extrude here. So this will be the forearm, this will be the upper arm. Let's move it here, alright, and I'll need, this is Blender 4.0.2, so already a different system which I'm still trying to get used to. So this also, so let's rename some bones. So not shoulder here, it's we'll start with the, yeah, def. So not shoulder, upper arm left. Let's copy this. Let's so lower arm here, and then we have this will be not hand but some sort of wrist. And actually let's make some already B-bone stuff, right? It's better. This the deform. How to? Yeah, this was changed. I don't remember now how this was. Okay, we won't. Like the shortcut was changed for this feature. Oh, here it is, and I just don't. But at least we can use from here, right? So okay, so I'll pick. This we'll make this very tiny. Let's make this thing transparent, and so they are all connected. Probably these are deformed bones, right? So we're gonna turn them into red color. I think the color now it's like bone collections. Yes, no, it's bone based. Yeah, so. Where is this? Transform, viewport display, color. I use the red ones here. Yeah, all this same as this one. Yeah, alt that. Okay. This will be a main bone, I think, for the shoulder. No deformed bone for the shoulder here. So this will be like yeah, whatever. Control shoulder left. And here will be like wrist left, and then after and this for because the control, we're gonna put this color here, all right, and okay, and then we probably okay, then we need another chain of bones, which will be mechanism chain. We'll need another bone layer here, right? Where's the bone layers? It's here. So we have layer here. So let's see if there's anything in the chat. No, that's just need to reorganize this. Hold on. This thing is okay. Anyways, so this will be deformed. Then we make control. Then we pick this one. We move this. Yeah, there's some bug here. In this version apparently, move the bone collection to control, all right, this moves up, and here this will be a more important bone, so we're gonna move it to be like a spine bone, right? So move to bones here, there'll be master, whatever, and we are gonna give it a more important color, which will be here. Still confused about this new stuff. So the color here, I can use this one, yeah, okay. No, this is a central bone, let's use the black color. No, black color here. Alright, so we have this will be F key. So let's see how this works now if we check on the deform rig, right, for the arms, and how it relates to the control rig and the mechanism bones. So because we need that idea of having multiple layers. We could make it more organized if we have triple layers, I thought, but I've made it, I simplified, and I've just used two layers, dual layers, a mechanism layer bones and a deform layer bones, bone layer, right? And so if I have here the deform bone for, we ignore the fingers, right? We just want the deform bones here. The wrist bone is, yeah, those are all, I can hide them all simultaneously, yeah. So let's make some trick here. If I go here on the not bone collections, then we have by color, yes, select by color, yeah. So if I pick this and this orange one, which these are helper bones, so this is not select similar, shift G, yes, shift G bone color, yes, and hide everything there. Okay, so now here also shift G color and hide all that. Okay, so now we have the wrist bone. We see it, it's not parented, connected. Here it's parented disconnected, actually, yes. So this is important. Here is parent disconnected. So let's just do this, go back to here, got this unparented here, clear parent, the wrist doesn't connect to the, and this also gets off disconnected parenting here, and this should probably get I think here. So here, control, keep offset. But I'm not sure if this was the case, so let's see here how it was. Then let's go for the mechanism, no, mechanism or control. Okay, so this is the shoulder. So what is its relation? It is relations on bone properties tab. It's mechanism shoulder. Okay, so this is because of the spine rig. So this goes to the torso bone, whatever. Okay, and it's disconnected, and it is this parented offset to the master shoulder. That's it. Okay, so we go back here. So it's pretty simple. But there are more complications. Let's see if we can go back here to, because this is a special thing that I've done here. So let's see if these positions are matching. Yes, they are matching. So let's use the same position. That's fine. Is this the? Yes, this is the head. This is the head. Okay. Let's go back there. And oh, sorry, let's go back to our file, and so let's bring this to the shoulder. I make the arm straight, but we want to have this you know, the regular tilting for the base I key thing, right? So because I want the deform rig to be matching the mechanism rig, I already do this from, yeah, slightly bending here, just on this direction, because the elbow will be facing backward. So just this, everything else is straight, full straight, except this this thing here. Okay, so and then I can reposition here, and yeah, I'll use this as the main position for the shoulder, and this connection offset to this torso bone, which will make some sort of gigantic. I really don't need to be precise on the spine thing. Yeah, it will be going up. Actually here, this rotation, let's roll this bone on negative 90 degree, okay, Z pointing forwards, and here I want the Z pointing, yeah, and this is optional, this is not something that I've totally made up my mind with, but there is a question if the Z for the roll here should be pointing here. Yeah, we can make this thing and solve. There are different ways to do this. Let's see how I've done here. The deform rig here, the bone here is pointing up. Well, yeah, some tilting, but doesn't matter, pointing up, and here pointing up, and the wrist which is here pointing up. Okay, so they are, I don't remember that. Oh yes, that happened because this is the equal stuff where I've made actual changes on. If I check here the one before, you say that I have a different offset. Let's see how just quick, how did I make this. So if I hide all those things, the helper bone doesn't. Okay, it's the same roll here. Yeah, same. Yeah, so it doesn't need to, this Z-axis doesn't need to be pointing facing the pole angle, because then what happens is that the pole target is ignored. This is offset. This is another system. We're not building that thing offset, we're building the matching things. I'm just checking this for a quick reference. So, and comparison, you see if we go on bone constraints here, this is where the I-key bone constraint is. It is not on the deform rig, it is on the mechanism rig. Because the deform rig is the F-key thing that moves, that can move like individual limbs, let's say like that. While the mechanism chain bones, they are the ones suffering immediately from the I-key bone constraint. So this chain here, just a chain length of 2, so you see this is regular I-key, and the I-key target must be the master bone and not any sort of, at least for the for this kind of rig, for both arms and legs, the I-key target must jump to the highest hierarchy. So it doesn't go to some bone here which will be an I-key target, because we need to split the F key and the I key, and this is why we need to make the I key target jump to a bone that is far away from that is higher and hierarchy, this one, the big one. Just as for the leg, the mechanism chain of 2 is here, so here's the I key target, it's this one. So we jump hierarchies, let's say we jump a lot of stuff, and this jumping allows that these things work sort of independently from and so this is the trick that we're gonna I'm gonna build and show how, and it can be quite complicated, but if you see by the details, you see, oh no, this is actually not that complicated. But to explain, it's a volcano. It's like volcano. It's like it's a bit mind-blowing. So okay, it's all about splitting the systems so they can work in synchrony and separatedly. and the foot rig, the legs rig, is way more complicated because of the ankle leverage. Okay, so here, let's see, it looks very complicated here because of the hands, but don't worry. So I was just checking the so equal position. So I was just checking the orientation, right? So we can go back here. And so I'm taking a lot of time to explain this because this is very I find it extremely interesting, right? And this is not a tutorial. This is a class or a lecture. So this is why you can skip stuff and go. And anyways, after I've mentioned, you can find the thing on Gumroad. I'll place there for free, and you can contribute there if you want. That will help the contribution of that. So if you don't want to spend time, just download the thing, and maybe someone makes a tutorial about that. I don't care about tutorials anymore. Myself doing it's too hard for me. Okay, so let's continue this building. So okay, the z-axis can be pointing that way. So like the top of the forearm, the top of the upper arm, the top of the shoulder, all pointing up, right? Even though the pole target will be like the elbow would be back. I don't have a mesh here, so unfortunately it's a little of an abstraction here, so that's an inconvenience, but at least we'll have simplicity here, right? So could be good that we show the names here, right, of the bones. Let's do that. Here we get viewport display, names, there we go. Okay, that will be more didactical, right, folks? So let's go now for the not going to the bone constraints yet. This is edit mode. We are going to create the mechanism chain, which is actually a mechanism chain, which will go up here. This is the one that will hold the I-key bone constraint. And so we're gonna pick this and this, not this one, so just this one. Let's save this, right, because I haven't. So this will be like the file, right? We are going to duplicate this thing, move this selection to move Shift M, right, bone to mechanism. All right, then we already can change the colors here, Alt pressed with the I use mechanism, this one. All right, so and let's make them larger, and if I hide them, yes, okay. So these bones on this chain, they will be connected like that. Their position is their orientation, their size, bone length, there's exactly the same, so it's matching. And here the same parenting, right? All right, and so this will be, let's make a Control F2, to change the bones, object bones, find and replace. Let's find def and change by mechanism. All right, so yeah, unfortunately the names are but now at least we can hide. Okay, we got this wrong. Let's hide this for a moment, hide this, everything. No, this is there. All right. Oh, I see, is that these things are showing here. Let's remove from the form. Okay, so here are the mechanism bones. So all too simple right now, folks, right? So and orientations, they are equal. This is the arm, right? So we'll start, but we need now the pole target and the main bones, the command bones, which I call them, for the F key thing, and the master bone for the I key thing. So the I key hand, master I key hand, which will be here. So we're gonna duplicate this, make it a very large bone. We can even increase its size. We'll move this to Shift M current shortcut I have. So go to master here, and we're gonna change its color to so just one. So for the this will be master hand. Yeah, if you want master I key hand I key, or master I key hand, I don't know. And then left, and so this color would be I use this one, and so even bigger, right? All right, it will be better if you had if we had bone stuff, right? Bone custom shapes, right? So now for and the parenting, right? So this is not parented to anything. Oh, let's make a root bone, right, folks? So let's duplicate this one. Let's make it there and scale down. Let's move it all the way down to, yeah, let's pick everything here. Let's move it up. This, where's the world origin? It's here, right? So let's just pick everything here, bounding box, and change to, no? Oh, 3D cursor, yeah. No, alright, never mind, let's just do that, and let's just pick this and move it to, okay, there we go. And so, a little mistake there. No, I won't have enough Control Z to, oh, I see, I was working on a wrong orientation. Okay, so all controls going to the future. So it's just a stupid mistake here. Let's, I don't know how this happened. Let's just pick this and pick all these bones. Let's, yeah, rotate 90 degrees on the negative 90. There we go. So is it straight? Yes, it is. And the z-axis pointing up and the x-axis pointing forward. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, so same for the master bone here. Yes, that's it. Let's save. Now the front is here. This bone is the spine, so let's place it somewhere like here. And now the, oh, we don't see the shoulders, right? They might have suffered. They might have lagged behind. Let's, where's the, wait, I don't see the shoulder bone. Looks like, oh, there it is. Okay, so no problem, just pick this and move Shift S8, and actually, oh, this bone got disrupted. No, there we go. So let's orient this with this, and let's move it to there. Okay, so now it is, and also control that way. Okay. All right. This is correct. So if I go on pose mode now, what I have, yeah, nothing special. This will be parented to the root bone, of course. Let's go on edit mode. Keep offset. The hand will be parented the root bone. There could be other alternative for that, but I use this for now until I find something better. And then this is, where does the wrist parent to? I think it will parent to the, interesting question. I don't remember right now. Let's check. So here, if I go on the bone collections, the form rig, this is the wrist bone. Let's see, it's oh, it has some sort of relation. It is, no, now these are its fingers parent. Okay, for some reason it's not parented to anything. I think this is a mistake, but doesn't matter, it works. It's being manipulated by, it's surviving by bone constraints. So basically its bone constraints should be some sort of copy transform, right? So target I key hand, okay, target I key hand, so master hand, target, oh, I see, the hand has a different input. So this is I would like to know where's this target I key hand here. It's probably a mechanism bone. Yeah, I've made this to create, so it's like a mechanism bone for the hand. It's to keep things organized. So let's do this. Yeah, let's do this. Yeah, because that looks complicated. Yeah, but yes, it will be recorded, so don't worry. All this is being recorded, it will stay, and maybe I can make a better version later on, a better lecture. So this is yeah. So sorry about that, folks, but let's continue. And so now let's because I will complete this anyways, no matter what. And so this has no parent. No, of course this has. No parent. Okay, so maybe they lost the parent, but it has. It works. The fact that this works and the parenting might be relevant. I don't know. Let's see if we have here. What is the bone constraint of that? It's probably copy transforms to the master lower arm. Okay, it's a till bone. Okay, replace world. Okay, I see what's happening. So this is this input. It's one of the last things that I've done in direction of trying to have a more organized rig, but it's really not. There are different approaches. Let's just close that. So let's replicate that. So let's make a duplication. Let's hide here. Oh, now this is showing on. Yeah, let's pick this and remove from here. Okay. So we duplicate this. We're gonna make this mechanism bone. Actually, if you don't know, we can go on Bendy Bones and pick the same value here, this one, for this data here. I see the B-bone scale. And the color also we pick from this one. So let's go on. Where's the bone color? It must be on pose mode, right? Viewport display, yes. So this is things that we need to get used to. Okay, so so what we're gonna do, we can already create some some, actually let me use screencast, it will help, right? Sorry, totally forgot about that. And so this will, let's pick the deformed bone to the mechanism bone. It will have a copy transform, so very basic stuff right here. So workspace, replace, that's it, right? And its name, of course, is mechanism wrist left, and that's it. And itself, it will be not parented, it will be constrained to the command bone that I'll make, the till ones. It will be, this is the grayish one are the mechanism rigs, so it will be these till ones. So this is the one that looks like a hand, right? But it controls, basically it controls the lower arm, and this on the elbow, it controls the upper arm, sort of, right? And here is a rig that for the master shoulder. This is an interesting thing that I'm going to I forgot to present this feature, because we can do this, right? We can reposition the shoulder anyhow and still do whatever we want there. The shoulder is a strong stuff, right? It has autonomy, right? So this is why I'm gonna reproduce this rig. There are good rigs on shoulder rig at this point, but this is a slightly variation, and we see, you see, we have this master stuff here. Okay, let's see. We'll recreate that too. So I'm gonna create this already made, and this already made too. Okay, let's go back here. If you don't like the name, you can have a different name for, so this is the control bones. We'll make them in teal color, right? No, let's make it in blue for now. Okay, so yes, so I pick this position, add a bone, no, must be here, edit mode, add a bone. This bone must be totally aligned with this, with the, and so we can make this bigger, and it doesn't need to be yeah, the size, everything there is just arbitrary. And we pick here, let's add a bone and do the same thing. Now it aligns with this one, the previous one, and we make it larger. And yeah, we can make it, yeah, let's make them like here. Why it's not individual origins, alright. We are not seeing the master. You see the master is much bigger. There's one master and two controllers beside the thing there. So let's give them on pose mode the color there. Viewport display, where's the bone? And there must be a better way to do this, right? I'm just confused with the new version, but it works, right? So Alt this and this, there we go. And they are sort of, okay, so now the parenting. Now this is very interesting. Okay, let's rename. I don't know why it is lagging so much right now. For no reason. This will be pretty annoying. It's just the pose mode that is lagging. It makes absolutely no sense. Okay, this will be control upper arm left, and this will be control lower arm left. Okay, and control shoulder left. Alright, so now for the parenting of these bones, this is where things start to get intriguing. So if I have here, its relation is this bone, which is a deform, no, not a deform, it's a common bone, like it's a main control bone, something very important. It is parented, offset to the mechanism rig, which is dependent on the Ike bone constraint. So this makes that this bone here, which is a control bone, is a bone constraint to the mechanism layer bones, right? Which is sort of lower hierarchy. And then the deform bones have some sort of constraints or to these bones. So this is quite bizarre, but that's what makes it work. So this bone, which is supposed to be a control bone on higher hierarchy, actually follows the Ike stuff. But at the same time, it controls the deformed bones, which controls the mesh. The Ike on the Ike chain, on the mechanism stuff, they don't control the mesh. They are not deformed bones. So there's the deformed layer. You see where it starts to spread apart, split apart. It's so as we go here for this thing, parented offset to the upper arm, upper mechanism. So it is this one, yeah, and this one. Now this varies, but it's very easy to reach how to say dependency cycles doing this. But I was able to find a way to solve this without any dependency cycle, and so this is possible. Master arm, so this will be parent offset to this one, to the I key. So this variation is required so that we have yeah, I cannot explain why, but if we parented this offset to this, which would seem logical, regular thing to do, it would provide other results. This is because probably if I remember correctly, is that because this system here is a joint in the middle of the chain, while this bone will be at the end of the chain, which is affected by I key. So it cannot have the same parenting system. So that's why it can be just parented, and it should be parented offset to this one. So this one drags this, but this one has its own autonomy, partial. So it can offset from the chain, while if it was parented here, yeah, I don't know, but yeah, basically this allows for the freedom of the hand. It's at different conditions, right? So let's go for the reproduction of these systems here. So here we are going to parent this offset to here, keep offset, and this is for the arm rig, because for the leg rig there might be some other variations, and this one will be parent to the master, which is the one which is highest on hierarchy. All right, so right now we don't have an I key bone constraint, so let's just make it. It's pretty simple. Oh, right before that, let's make the pole target. So it will be here, and this pole target, yeah, let's maintain this orientation, same orientation of this, pointing up, why not? And then we'll make it smaller. We're gonna change its color. Yeah, it's a control bone. Yeah, so let's assign this same color there, and we are going to parent it to the, oh yes, there's the automation of the pole target, right? So this is something that let's produce this automation. I think it is made by so if I look up, yes, it is aligned with this, that's fine. It can just stay there, that's fine. So we're gonna change its name, so control pole, how to say, pole, it's the arm left, whatever, yeah. So oh, it didn't change, so what happened? Yeah, control pole arm left, there we go. I think it is parented to this, so this is for the automation of the, oh, must be on edit mode. No, this is okay. Why it's not allowing to parent? Oh, it's already clear parent. Okay, it looks like edit mode, pose mode. What's happening here? Keep offset. Okay, some bizarre thing that was happening. Okay, let's check if that's the case. So this is the automation. I'm gonna generate this automation. So here's the pole target. It is parented relations to, no, not here. Actually, was I? Yes, I was looking correctly. This indeed has no parent. So here, mech, it is parented to mech elbow bone. Okay, so this is, okay, all right. So this is a new bone. This is from a tutorial that I link in the description. I've taken some influence from that. So you have a bone here, which has the same parent into the shoulder, same starting position, same head position, and it ends exactly on the, well, not looking exact here, but it should be, it ends on the other joint. So this is called, it's a mechanism bone. It will serve as a spatial reference to keep this bone following the arm however it bends or moves. So this is the strategy from that other tutorial, but I've made a variation on that, and I include this in this rig because it's very helpful. And so we are going to create a new bone here, which is, so this is not necessary to the, so I'll duplicate this, we'll make it slightly, yeah, I'll make this very like that. We're going to pick this joint, and we're gonna pick from this bone, yes, exactly, and we're going to move it to that. This bone is going to be called mechanism, I don't know, pole is strange, right, but it's a pole controller, I don't know, pole controller, whatever, pole control, then left, and so it's parented to the shoulder, same thing, same starting there, and it goes up there, and then this bone, the elbow, will be parented offset, so it doesn't require tons of bone constraint to have the perfect following of this. So I need to shift, select here, and keep offset. Alright, so now what happens is that, yes, we don't have all the bone constraint, but and we don't even have the I key bone constraint, but the structure, all the bones I think are for the arms are ready, except perhaps for the shoulder. Yeah, I'm not sure right now, but so let's ignore the shoulder for now, and let's go for the okay, so for some reason I really have some what's happening here in my Blender? Rig limbs plus redefine. It looks, this might be some bug about my parameter. Oh no, this might be from the other file. Okay, I need to close Blender and reopen to see. But yeah, let's, maybe if I close and reopen this file, right? Let's see. Yeah, save. Let's. Open file. No, it's still lagging. So maybe if I, oh no, not that. If I close this one, maybe it's too much stuff going on. Shouldn't be like that, right? So no. All right. So this is pretty bizarre. Might be something about this version of Blender. So what I could do, I have another Blender version. Maybe I could, just for this continuation, because this is very critical, right? Yeah, let's try to do this, because this is very annoying. Okay, so recent. Yeah, this thing gets file. Okay, here we go. Let's see now. But I think I've lost... yeah, but at least we don't have this problem. Okay, so let's resume to this version, because... and I'm making this... yeah, sorry about this confusion. So now we are using Blender 3.6.4 LTS. So what's this message here? File saved by Nero, okay. Overwrite, yes. And let's change the colors here, because yeah, so bone groups, let's quickly make those things. So this is blue, 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 and blue, and bone groups, color here, yeah, let's make teal, because so it will remember the other. This will be that wine color. Then the mechanism bones, let's make this one on a different color, so we can see it, right? That is not exactly the same as those mechanisms. So the mechanism will be, yeah, these ones. So mechanism, this is mech 2, this is the deform will be here, here, and here. Now so let's screencast, put it again, then will be red, there we go. All right, this will be black. Yeah, body, and this will be def, and this also will be, yeah, I find much easier the other way around. Okay, so and now all these names, yeah, the naming will be maybe not so didactic at this point, because there are so many of them, but let's make the basic. All right, so let's create the bone constraint, and then you'll start to see how this will work. And you'll see that if we follow the steps, it's not as complicated, but to explain, I will need to improve that, the logic of this. So inverse kinematic, so here pole target will be here, and actually this yeah, okay, no, I just don't like this color for the pole target, so let's make that whatever. And so okay, so if we go on pose mode, already on pose mode, this should okay, oh, this is wrong. This is actually goes here. All right, then what's happening? Pole target. Okay, this is correct, but why it's not moving? Along with that, something is missing. This is the lower arm indeed. and it requires this, and of course maybe we need to fix that. Okay, so something here is very inadequate. So there is this small tilting, so why this should already respond, right, even without the pole. Could be some sort of parenting problem, might be some, this is not a deformed bone. Yeah, there's a lot of bones here are not deformed bones. Let's just take all that off. Only this and this should be deformed bones. Alright, under wrist, of course. Not that we'll have any deformation here anyways. This could be a bug because of what I've done, right? Let's see the parenting here, relations. Okay, so maybe there is some... Oh, chain length, what I'm doing. Chain length, of course, that's it. Sorry folks, this is basic stuff. So here, now it should be working, right? Yes, except that the pole angle we need to invert. Maybe it's about, yeah, the Z axis like that. Still not bad, but this is not what we want. So yes, so this could, now it's good. Okay, fine. And here those things are still not operatable because they yeah, we have many things to secure here. This copy transforms to def wrist, but the deform rig has nothing yet. Let's open a Blender now again, but on my file. So I'll keep comparing what's going on, what we're making with the original one that I have. And so we see the progress. We can compare and see that slowly it's getting lesser and lesser obscure. Equal positions, yes, because, and so here let's get all the bones here, deform, all right, here. All right, so now tricky thing. Stretch to master upper arm, this one. So, and same here, the deform rig, master stretch to bone constraint, master lower arm here. So they are going to stretch to that point, right, to that bone's head, to these bones' heads, respectively. And so this is the bone constraint for the deform rig, which will allow us to select, yeah, except that, yeah, let's select, and let's make this bigger, and here select, only show that, alright. So we're gonna make, so there are offset parenting. This offsetting is important to have certain propositions happen. I think it is more important for the legs. Yeah, I think it would work otherwise, but let's skip that for now. So stretch to, it's a very simple stretch to there, and that's it. Reset there, it's just like that. So what it do is that, you see, now this bone can stretch like that. And this one will do the same stretch to, but on this. And so we have this system, and this needs to get the bone constraints, right, to the mechanism. So I think isn't there bone layers? Yeah, the bone layers are in the old here. And no, I don't have bone layers. Yeah, that's it. So I'll be just using this as bone layers. That's fine. And so all right, they are not interacting with the I keychain yet. Well, actually, yes, they do, because you have the I keychain here, and you see I can offset. So this is already working. So you see, but it's not complete. I can reset. Alt key, Alt Q is what I've done for reset all transforms, right? So we can offset, we can offset. We don't have the automation of the pole target yet, but this will gonna fix soon. This is already starting to, yeah, you see the elbow also is already starting to have this functionality as a master elbow, so we can move the elbow, it will move the, yeah, so this is starting to get good. We see it as an arm, so let's continue. Okay, let's make the automation, right? So here this bone is still on a mechanism color, so we don't see it very well, but what it has is got just a stretch to this one. So what it will do is that it will, this one will stretch to this big one. And so you see, so this is from the tutorial of that I'll mention there, but I've made it differently. And so you see the pole target where it is, it keeps following this thing, and I can move it down and move it up and make whatever crazy things with this automation. Yeah, and it for most cases it works right away. Sometimes we need to make tiny adjustments there. Okay, so it's just like that. Maybe there's something else, and remember this is parented to the offset to the, it doesn't need to be offset, but yeah, I'm making offset, so we don't touch the mechanism bones, right? We just touch the deformed bones, right? We just touch these bones, and they get right, they get all the job done. So this offset here, you see we are free to stretch these things, but it's not totally useful. Maybe we want some constraints, and this is where the limit distance take place. They can make things quite complicated, but I found ways to use it properly, and especially for the legs, which has the leverage, ankle leverage problematics. This will become fundamental and there will still be a small problem to the ankle, but that I wasn't able to totally solve. But I found that it doesn't really compromise the deformed rig so much, so it's like a minute problem. I don't think it is. It's not good, but comparing to this agility of posing, I think it just compensates for the for that. I'll show that later. Okay, so here we have, I believe, the automated system here ready, unless I forgot some detail. Let's see, that's it. Dump track to the elbow pole, this one. So you have this is not, maybe this is that required? This is, yeah, just for the, I don't see any difference here. So oh, I see, this is when perhaps, yeah, this is just for this, so it maintains some orientations. Yeah, so let's do it. It's dump a track to the middle, right, to the center between head and tail of that bone, although it doesn't necessarily means exactly the center of the joint, right, but it's close enough. Negative y because it's is the, yeah, actually in relation to these starting positions, right, folks? So in relation to these orientations, it will be like negative, positive z, I guess. Okay, let's do it. So dump track. Oh, it'll get immediately aligned, right? So we could do negative, positive z. No, it's not working. Oh, middle here. Yes, and negative z. So now it sort of maintains its original position if we want that, and that's it. So it follows better, right? Oh, there are some bizarre things. Yeah, so let's see how this is. Oh, okay, so the pole target actually on edit mode, I got it, it's tilted wrongly. So we're gonna make it the same way. So I need some sort of alignment, so I'll align here. Yeah, so get align here, and then I see that I've made it wrong, so rotate 90 degrees, not rotate. Yeah, this also, it's inverted. Let's align here. And so what I'm gonna do is that I'm going to rotate this negative 90, okay, like that, and so it will be negative z, right? Negative y, sorry, negative y. There we go. So now it is pointing, if we want, in some way that makes more sense, right? All right, and I think this that basically that will be it for the arm, but we need to check the other bone constraint, right? So the mechanism is not totally worked. So copy transforms to the master lower arm, so this one. Okay, I thought I've done it, but apparently, oh, I've did it wrong. So actually I did the inverse. So this would, no, is the opposite. Here to the def, so the def arm bones actually would be that, replace whirl, and then the it will be this or this. It's a mechanism, so I believe it will be this one. We'll check and copy transforms. There we go. So now you see that we have this thing going correctly there too. And so this mechanism hand is like probably useless. It's just for regular. It's good to have regular stuff, right? But it's not necessary. But I'll leave that like that, because I'm not sure if it makes anything better besides regularity right now. So and so we have the offsetting, and let's see now if anything is missing. So this master arm, yes, this is not master arm, this is master lower arm. Oh no, actually it's towards this indeed. Okay, so little mistake there. And the wrist target eye key hand, which is this mechanism bone. This was supposed to be the target for the eye key, but I think this was a mistake. So this name is incorrect, currently at least. It could, I'm not sure if it would work. There's a risk it will destroy the splitting. So I'm not gonna test it. This is not a target eye key on this rig. It's a mechanism bone, and that's why I call it a mechanism bone on the other. So you just need to change its own target here for copy transforms to this. So it will be, I pick this, copy here, then change here, and okay, and it will produce this basically the same thing that we are seeing. So we have this possibility of getting offset, right? And this is the thing that allows us for the simultaneous I key and F key. And so you see they work together without interfering. Like they interfere, of course, there is dependency, but they work in synchrony, right? We can, and anytime if I want, I can just reset this and on posing, make a new pose and reset this. So this is for minor tweaks, right? If I require. And there it is. So this is for the arms rig, folks, and I'll make this available. But now we're going for the legs rig, which is will take a bit longer, or maybe I should make a pause, folks. But right now let's just check the last. Yes, there is something else, which is the limit distance. It's a bit tricky, but we're gonna make it through. Limit scale, what is that? Oh no, this is for some extra thing. This is some hand finger stuff, ignore that. So we are going to work, so just check the bone constraint, so there's nothing. Yeah, that's it. So stretch 2, yes, stretch 2, this is a deformed bone, stretch 2, maintain volume, I don't remember what's that about. Oh, that might be about the, because of the stretching, right? Maybe it affected, so perhaps on the last thing I've done. So let's make a test here. So if I pick the deform here, and yes, actually, if I take down this limit distance, we'll have a free stretching here, and this is I don't find this very good for regular. I think it is more problematic than the worse than good on anime, but this is personal choice. So, but if I think there is a problem if we keep this free to move as we rotate I think there is no, there's no, yeah, it can, the stretching can cause some, you see, some problems when we are offsetting. Otherwise no. If it well, here yes, but this is normal, right? For if we have Ike stretching, actually let's see if we have this bone, is the mechanism bone which suffers the Ike bone constraint. It I think it has Ike stretching. So go on inverse kinematics. Yes, it has this value 1.0, not this one. So just this one has 1.0. This one is not suffering directly from inverse kinematics. So it's not stretching because of the inverse kinematics. It's stretching because it stretches with its own stretch too. This is why these bones, the main bones which control the stretching of the deform rig, they if we get limit distance, so this is an outside limit, if we get an outside limit, so I can establish a limit of inner stretching, so a inner wall, although we put outside here or inward space, this is an inner wall, invisible wall, or sphere of influence, whatever, and then we get inside, which is the opposite. It's the outer wall of stretching, so it cannot stretch beyond a value outside, yeah, from the inside, like it cannot go further away. So if we check here, so how do we achieve these values? Well, when we create the bone constraint, so how now it has this has if we reset this is the original value from rest position. So if I can augment the limit distance, it would allow, now this won't allow in, yes, this would allow, you see, I can compress more. This can be useful, so but we must be very careful, otherwise we just reset it and leave it at this. And same here, this, if I put it so inside, so you need to check the it's the target here for this bone is this one, so it's this head position which it is being constrained to, right? The head of the bone. Well, I could put the tail, but actually I put the head. I'm not sure if it will be safe to put the tail here. Could make a test. You see, as we reset, it needs a minimum value, right? So I think this is dangerous. It moves strangely, so let's reset, but we can play with this. So this one doesn't have much variations here, as you see, but we can change, so they are equal, so outside it prevents it from going, there's an outside wall, right? It cannot, this is confusing, right? Because the object is constrained outside a virtual around, okay, so it's constrained outside, so the more this value augments, the more this bone won't be able to approach the head. So if you see, starts the arm must it has a sphere of influence. So this is this thing here. Oops. So we need to, no, this is, yes, here. Okay, it's bugged. So here, this is the normal, the basic thing. So we can make this outer wall maybe 1.8, so we have a minimum degree of inside stretching, but as we play with these things, there's some delaying on posing. This is dangerous, folks, but it works if made properly, but it can sometimes create some strange lagginess. It's not the case here. This is highly constrained, and this is for the outside, how much outside it can go. But this is not the bone that we're gonna be posing all the time. So in my opinion, for this split IKFK rig, right, so that doesn't need IKFK. This one is more important, I believe. So yeah, it was 1.85 and 1.85 here. And we're gonna reproduce this there, yes, so let's do it. Basically, it's the limit distance, so you're gonna get, we'll duplicate it later. So one for the outside, so it doesn't get into the arm, the upper arm doesn't squashes, right? So it says its original value is that. Okay, so and what about the affect transform? Did we? No, we don't have affect transform. So as we see here, it prevents posing this bone inside from the original value, but I can reduce this value slightly, so I can do some small amount of squashing here, which might be important. So you can make another one. So this is squash, whatever, and stretch. Yeah, so let's say it's upper arm squash, upper arm stretch. So now we don't get any inside, so it cannot go far away than, let's say, whatever that. So this is very interesting, right? So we can have these limits of, and you see it's not lagging, it's working fine, and we can, yeah. So now for this one, I'm gonna save. We get here this is much more important for correcting something about the legs rig of the advanced foot rig of ankle leverage system, foot leverage system. For the arm is just more convenient, but for the legs it plays a special role besides this I'm showing here for the arm. So otherwise I haven't found a correct solution to solve the one thing related to F key forward kinematics. Because here we don't have a hand leverage. We could have, like, pick a bone here for the hand that that can leverage the, like, you see, if the fingers, they could leverage the forearm, for instance. You see what the whole arm, like in a Nike way. This is what happens with the foot, right? So with this, you see that this system, it can leverage the whole arm, the whole leg. We don't have this for the arm, so the arm is much simpler to solve. But it would be possible to reproduce what I've did here to the arm too. So now let's fix that. So we have a limit distance too. So basically we have an outside, and the target is the deform. Alright, so this is the deform. This time the deform is the target, and for a very specific, yeah, because because it's the end of the chain. So it requires some variation. So it's not regular, but it is what I found that it works without creating problems. It's bizarre, but that it what works. And this maintain volume might on y-axis might be perhaps for maintaining. Let's see. Yeah, maybe no, it's not the limit distance. It's the. Let's check this. Not even sure if this is any relevant here. I don't see anything happening. Yeah, maybe this is optional or not relevant. So and then we rate the mesh stretch and scratch is not too bad, I think. And we don't necessarily need to be doing this anyways. And we can adjust those things here also. So we might have to play with this. So I'm not gonna show here because this is not something that is annoying me. But yes, I think this will be the way to go better. So I think this is a mistake or a failed attempt experimentally that I don't know the purpose right now. So for the limit distance bound constraints here, the outside, yes, this is the target, and it has, oh, I see. So I've made it smaller so that I can make this small squash here. Yes, so this is convenient. So you see if I reset, yeah, I've made it quite more, but it doesn't need to be that much. So it depends on the what we want for the posing, right? In general, and we can at any time change these values, right? So I think we can even keyframe if we want, but yeah, we can adjust this. So this is a question of freedom. So the principle is to have the bound constraints, and that this one has a lot of stretch. Yeah, so this allows the forearm to stretch a lot. Oh no, I've reset it. I think it was something like that, right? So this can be valuable. So here, let's reproduce here. So you get this and the def here. Oh no, it's the opposite, sorry. The def and the control. So the control is bound constraint, limit distance. So outside first, we're gonna even copy these names here. So there'll be, except that will be lower arm, squash, and then we get outside and we reset, and we will reduce, I think. Yeah, so you have a small amount of squashing, and then we duplicate that, then we stretch, and we make inside, and we reset, and we augment here, I don't know, that value, and there we go, maybe even a little more. And so this is pretty funny, right, to play with. So this rig, this is why I think it's an interesting proposition for rigging arms and legs, especially arms, because it's much simpler. If you can consider something more complicated than this, it's not hardly complicated, and we could complicate more, but leave it more organized if we had a let's say default chain, something that will be the basal chain. So we could make that the deform chain doesn't have necessarily this stretching bound constraints to this. That means I have never done that way, because this way, which is simpler, already works with two chains of bounds, the mechanism chain and the deform chain. But it's a bit messy, right? It works, seamless, but it's a bit messy, right? So we could have the main chain, which is basically for taking off these bone constraints here and being the main chain to which the deformed chain is constrained to, indirectly constrained to the rest, and yes, something like that, right? So we could make this cleaner, I mean, but in the sense of being more organized. But the way it is right now, it works seamlessly, sorry, and we have all those features. So if I pick this and this, then I change the, yeah, so I pick these controllers here, and I go on 3D cursor. So here again, you see I have the F key rotation there, and I can still manipulate I key, and I can de-offset these things, and I can make tiny adjustments, F key posing, right, and I key posing, and pole target posing, which is automated, by the way. So, and we have the master shoulder, which allows for cool stuff. So you see we can do pretty much everything with this system that F key I key switch system would do in a more conventional way. But I think I think this is better for flow of action, of creativity, right? So this is why I've struggled to reach this solution, folks. So I think the live is a bit, the lecture is a bit too long already, and the leg, because it's slightly different. It has, and I want to make the advanced foot rig to include in this contraption for the legs. This will take more time than the arm. It's more complicated, but the general idea is the same. The splitting of the F key I key. I'll make this in a secondary class, and which I hope to complete all the legs. So this will be for the arms, and you see, and this is the I want to publish the file only after I complete on Gumroad. I complete the legs. So that's it, folks. I hope that was good enough. Not as a tutorial, but of course this is not a tutorial, but as a lecture. So perhaps already from this you'll be able to reproduce this system. So to revise everything right now would be a bit complicated. We are going to continue, I think, tomorrow on the legs. But if I'm, yeah, that's it. I'll be doing soon anyways, so the legs part, and that will be also very, very interesting, I promise. And then it will be completed, and we will be able to explore, hope more riggers get interested in this kind of stuff, and maybe, why not, this can be used for creating additional inputs into this animation, 3D animation rig system. That's it, folks. Thanks for watching. Hope you liked the lecture and enjoyed, and see you soon for the continuation. And Happy New Year, and take care.